Hello dear students, in this session let's solve some problems using Monk's method. We have seen the method in the previous session. Using that method I will solve some of the problems. Okay, the main aim of the Monk's method is you should arrive with the expression of dz is equal to pdx plus q dy. Then we will integrate this dz so that we will be getting the solution in terms of z. So this is what we have to find out at the end stage. Okay, so let's solve one problem. The problem is very simple, which just moves with your method. Whatever we have done in your method, the same procedure will be repeating here. Only the thing is, there we were not knowing the value of r, s, t and v. Here we will be knowing the values. Okay, is that clear? The first problem is r is equal to a square t. So I can write this equation as r minus a square t is equal to 0. I will call this as my equation number 1. So now I have to compare this equation with the standard one, right? So the standard equation is rr plus ss plus tt is equal to v. This is the standard equation. So if you compare your given equation with the standard one, the value of r is 1, value of s is 0 and t is minus a square, v is 0. So now I know the value of r, s, t and v. So the next step is, in the method we have seen the subsidiary equations, right? Let's consider those two subsidiary equations. R into dy whole square minus s dx dy plus t into dx whole square is equal to 0. We'll call this as equation number 2. And one more is r dp dy minus v dx dy plus t dq dx is equal to 0. This is my equation number 3. So now what I have to do? I should substitute the values of r, s, t and v in these two subsidiary equations. So if you substitute the values, you will get the equation as dy whole square minus a square into dx whole square is equal to 0. Call this as the next consecutive number. And dp dy minus a square into dq dx is equal to 0. This is my equation number 5. So now from equation 4, we can find out the value of y, right? So using 4, I can write dy whole square minus a square into dx whole square is equal to 0. This is nothing but dy whole square minus a dx whole square is equal to 0. So we can, this is nothing but your a square minus b square form. A square minus b square is nothing but a plus b into a minus b. So if I substitute the value, I will get dy minus a dx into dy plus a dx is equal to 0. So we are getting two equations. You can remember your method, right? There also we were getting two equations. I will call one equation as my equation number 6 and another as my equation number 7. Okay. So now from equation number 6, if you integrate your equation number 6, you will get y minus ax is equal to c1. Call this as equation number 8. Similarly, from your equation number 7, if you integrate this, you will get y plus ax is equal to some constant c2. Call this as equation number 9. Okay. Now from equation number 6, we can write dy is equal to a dx. I will call this as equation number 10 now. Okay. From your equation number 5, here you can substitute the value of dy in your equation number 5. That means I am using equation number 10 in your equation number 5. So what will happen to equation number 5 now? We will be getting dp into a dx minus a square into dq dx is equal to 0. This is nothing but dp minus dq a dq is equal to 0 because I will take ADX as common in these two terms. So if I simplify that, I will be getting dP minus ADQ is equal to 0. Now if you integrate this equation, you will get P value, right? That means after integrating, we will get P minus AQ is equal to C3. So I can express this using your equation number 8. We can write this as P minus AQ is equal to F1 of Y minus AX. Okay. Why? Because your equation number 8 is Y minus AX is equal to C1. Right? Here we simplified equation number 5 using your equation number 6, right? So the solution of equation number 6 is Y minus AX. That's why what we will do is, once we get the solution for your equation number 5, that constant will be replaced with this solution. Are you getting? Similarly, if I solve your equation number 5 using equation number 6, then my solution for equation number 5 will be in the form of equation number 9. That means the constant will be replaced by function of this y comma y plus ax. Okay, so that's why we will write this as P minus AQ is equal to F1 y minus ax. Okay, similarly we can solve from equation number 7 as I have told you. So using this, that means if you replace dy is equal to minus ADX in your equation number 5, you will get the equation as dP is equal to minus ADQ. Now again integrate this. If you integrate this, you will get P plus AQ is equal to C4. In order to simplify your equation number 5, here I have used the equation number 7. Its solution will be P plus AQ is equal to F2 of Y plus AX. Okay, I will call this as equation number 11. Then this will be your equation number 12. And this is your equation number 13. Now if you use equation 11 and 13, you will get solution for P as well as Q. That means it's something like simultaneous equation, right? So solve these two equations. That means if I add these two equations, your AQ will be cancelled. You will get 2P is equal to F1 of Y minus AX plus F2 of Y plus AX. So P will be F1 of Y minus AX plus F2 of Y plus AX whole divided by 2. Similarly, subtract these two equations. You will get solution for Q, that is minus 2AQ is equal to F1 Y minus AX minus F2 Y plus AX. So for Q you will get F2 of Y plus AX minus F1 of Y minus AX divided by 2A. So now I know the value of P as well as Q. So the integral solution is nothing but dz is equal to pdx plus q dy. Substitute the values, and if you integrate that, you will get the value of z. So on substituting, dz will be equal to f1 of y minus ax plus f2 of y plus ax divided by 2 into dx plus f2 of y plus ax minus f1 of y minus ax divided by 2a into dy. On simplifying this, you will get f1 y minus ax. If I take f1 y minus ax as common, will get dx by 2 minus dy by 2a. Similarly, f2 of y plus ax I will consider as common. You will get adx plus dy divided by 2a. Here also you can take 2a as LCM and you will get adx minus dy by 2a. Right? So this is nothing but f1 of y minus ax into dy minus adx whole divided by 2a plus f2 of y plus ax into dy plus adx divided by 2a. On integrating this, you will get z is equal to f1 of y minus ax plus f2 of y plus ax, where f1 of y minus ax is equal to integration of minus f1 of y minus ax into dy minus adx divided by 2a, and f2 of y plus ax is equal to f2 of y plus ax into dy plus adx whole divided by 2a. So this is what your final solution. For your exam point of view, either method or the problem you will get at any cost. So this topic is very important from exam point of view. Okay. So let's solve some more problems in the next session. Thank you.